Folks, we have some big news right now in the chess world. Um, right now, there is a chess tournament going on in Croatia, the country of Croatia, and many high-rated players are playing there currently. One of them you might know is Magnus Carlsen, believed by many to be the greatest player to ever play. But also, we have Gukesh, who is the youngest world champion in history. And right now, as of July 4th, so happy Independence Day, Gukesh is leading the pack, 4 points ahead of Magnus, which I don't remember the last time Gukesh was that far ahead of Magnus. Maybe I'm forgetting, but and again, I don't know where this is going to lead in the future. But again, this is, I believe, as of round 7 or 8, he is 4 points ahead of Magnus, which is just crazy to think about, and he's leading the pack. So I'm going to be going through some recaps of the later rounds of the tournament. Hope you all enjoy. We're gonna just dive right into the first game here, which is a game between Noterbek Abdusattorov and Magnus. This is in round number 8, I believe. And y'all, this is crazy new. I mean, this is like crazy stuff. Um, I mean, this is. I think this is like no, I take that back. But I mean, since becoming world champion, Gukesh has won like 1, 2 games against Magnus. But again, that was back in November. But I mean, still, this is some crazy stuff. And again, he's leading the tournament right now, and I don't know how much is left. But anyway, here we go. E4, E5. Magnus playing with the black pieces. Knight f3, knight to 6, bishop c4, and knight to f6. This is the Italian. This is the I don't really know how to say it. It's like gaucho piano, something like that. I don't know, but it's the Italian. Is all you need to know. Been played many hundreds, thousands of times, probably, maybe millions. No, not millions, but at least thousands. And now we have d3 and bishop c5 and bishop c3. This has all been played. D6 and castles by Noterbek, and Magnus goes h6, just preventing any piece from going there, and the bishop going there and pinning, and the knight going there and putting pressure. And now before he kicks out the bishop, bishop goes to b6, and Noterbek goes ultra aggressive here with a4, just trying to block out all the pieces, and now we have a6, and rook to e1. Castles by Magnus, and now Noterbek goes h3, knight e7, knight bd2. And this is the position we have right now. White has, I would say, a little bit more space than black, but black has some pretty good development of the pieces. The light square bishop has very nice vision of the board. But yeah, we'll see where this leads. Now we have knight to g5 played by Magnus, and Noterbek goes d4, so goes for a pawn break. Magnus declines that and goes rook to e8. And now bishop to d3, just reinforcing. c6, knight back to c4, or not. The knight never went to c4, but knight to c4 and bishop c7. So Magnus declines the trade, and now we have d takes e5, d takes e5, and queen to c2. Queen to c2 and bishop to e6. And now as of move 16, it looks like it's I was gonna say Gukesh. It looks like Noterbek is going for a little bit of attack. He can, do something with the dark square bishop, maybe get the knights in there. Yeah, it's looking fairly. There looks like there's some fairly good options for him. Sorry, my hair looks horrible today. I'm very sorry. Just pay me no mind. I should just get a hat or something. Yeah, I know it looks horrible. I'll just pay me no attention. Just focus on the board. Bishop to f1, b5, knight to e3. And Magnus thinks for a little bit, goes to queen to c8. I'll be honest, I don't really know what that does. I mean, other than he's trying to sacrifice. Which he goes, b takes a4, rook takes a4, and a5. And Noterbek just goes b5, bishop to b6, and we have this. And Magnus, okay. Magnus just gives away he's down in exchange now, which is very interesting. I've never seen that before. Played by Magnus, the greatest player to ever play the game. What are we looking at here? This is like kid stuff. What are we doing? Bishop to d2. And this. Now you can just take the pawn. Now knight takes e4 though, and queen to b1. Okay. There's some crazy stuff going on here. Wow. The pieces are looking at each other. The queen is attacking, the bishop is attacking, but you can sack the rooks, and Noteback does. He goes rook takes c5, which is a very nice move because after this you have this. All right? And after this you have that. And then you have that. Okay? Check. You don't want to take the pawn. Obviously, you don't want to take the pawn because the white king is way too open. You don't take the pawn. Instead, he goes queen to b1, check, king to g8, and we get a repetition, and the game ends in a draw. So, coming up to the end part, I mean, Magnus, he's down the exchange, but then we have this, and Magnus finds some very nice moves. I gotta give credit where credit's due. He finds some very nice moves here, but Noteback, he gets the draw. You don't want to go e4 or something dumb like that. You obviously don't want to go queen to f5 because then you just lose a queen. So let me see if Magnus want to play g6, which probably wouldn't have wanted. Sorry. These draws always make me so sleepy because I always want a definitive ending, I don't always want draws. All right, let's get into game number 2. All right, folks, game number 2, Gukesh has entered the chat. And by the way, if you're wondering, 2654, this is rapid, and that's why his rating is so, don't worry, his rating in classical is like 2780 or something, so don't worry. But as I said, Gukesh has entered the chat, he has entered the arena, he has entered the playing hall, he has entered the library. I don't know, whatever you guys are into. Just put the Gukesh has entered in front of anything you enjoy. For me, it would be Gukesh has entered the playing hall. Gukesh has entered the, something to do with sports. Arena, boxing ring. Boxing ring would be good, yeah, because it's like a like that. Guess you know what I mean. Anyway, here we go. Again, Noteback playing with white pieces. He's in a lot of these games because he plays as much as anybody else does. d4. Gukesh goes knight to f6, and he's a he plays a Nimzo, so just classical stuff. d5, a3, bishop takes. And folks, this is actually a relatively short game. Okay, I'm not gonna tell you what happens, but it's just know it's less than 30 moves. It is less than 30 moves. Queen takes, castles, knight to f3. And actually, no, I'm gonna flip it around for the honor and, to show some honor. Not honor, what I'm looking for. To show some respect to the world champion. I'm gonna view it from his perspective. Because, that's always fun. You can pretend like you're playing the game against Noteback. Flex your fingers. Get the pieces ready. Straighten the pieces. Ready? Here we go. Let's play knight b7. That's a good move. Bishop g5 and b6. Okay. So, Gukesh, after c takes, e takes, go c5. And he's looking at some things. He's got a few ideas. Put a rook on the file. Bishop b7, possibly in the future, not right now. We'll see. Bishop b5, h6. Bishop h4, a5. Okay, interesting. Bishop to c6, now rook to a7. Yep, okay. D takes, b takes, bishop takes d7, rook takes d7. Okay, he gives away the pawn, but now he has this. Okay, and the king cannot castle, and obviously you don't want a long castle because then you lose your queen. Queen to d4, and now g5. And now this, and this. Okay, now what is he doing? Oh, we'll see. We have this. He goes back knight to c5, rook to c2, and this. What is he doing? Bishop c4, f3. Noteback is still up a pawn, so what's going to happen? Well, queen to a5 check, knight to b3, queen to a6, and Noteback resigns. And I mean, this is just like a crushing position here for black. I mean, he's got white swarmed everywhere. And yeah, after this move, not rook to g1, but queen to a6, Norderbecker signed. So that was 27 moves, like I promised. Less than 30 moves. Crazy. And yeah. So thus begins the rampage of the video where I show you all Gukesh's wins. Because all the games that I show you of his are wins. So here we go. Okay, game number 3, we got Anish Giri and Fabiano. Again, this is like round I don't know, 7, 8, something like that. But again, the ratings, Anish is not really that low rated, or maybe he is, I don't know. But again, this is rapid, okay? Here we go. E4, C5, knight to F3, knight to C6, bishop B5, and E6. We just have, I mean, this is just like a classical, normal Sicilian kind of thing. Almost like a, is this like a con with E6? I'm trying to remember. I don't play E6. I usually play a, like a Najdorf, so I don't really know. Bishop to, bishop, B takes C6, D3, Queen C7, Queen E2. And, I mean, Giri's position is almost looking like a London or something, you know, with the E4 and the D3. Although it's the other way around, it's D4, E3. But you get what you know, you're picking up what I'm laying down. E5, knight after D2, D6, castles. And yeah, it's just a normal, relatively passive position right now. Knight to E7. It's gonna get pretty spicy though. F4, E takes, rook takes, knight to G5, rook to F1. The rook just goes back to its square, bishop to E7. And we have this. Instead of taking on F5, we have B3 instead, trying to go maybe possibly bishop B2 in the future, not right now, because there's too many other important things, and the knight would have to move out of the way to give the bishop good scope, and in order to do that, you'd have to put the knight on a square that it wouldn't be very good. So B3, F takes E4, rook takes F8, bishop takes F8, D takes E4, bishop A6. So this is the position after 16 moves. As I said, 16 moves in the last game and 16 moves in this game. Now bishop to B2 at this point, rook to E8, and Fabi goes bishop takes C4, B takes C4, and queen to F7. And so we're here. And knight to E5, knight to D5. Okay. And rook takes E5, queen to C8. So right now he's threatening queen takes F8, which is a mate, but Fabi goes queen to D4 check first, king to H1. Okay. H5 now. C3. Okay. So, I mean, right now, Fabi's up 3 pawns. Okay. It's not over. It's somewhat over. It's not over. Okay. There's still 6 moves left. So, H3, E3. Okay. So he's getting close to making a queen. Queen to D8. Okay. E2. I'm gonna be honest. I don't really know what queen to D8 is. I mean, you're threatening the pawn, but it's not really that important. Now we have E2 and rook to H8 check. And this. Okay. Rook to F5. Queen B7 check. King to G6. And Giri resigns. For the simple reason that there's no more checks. Unless you want to lose a piece. And yeah, I mean, you can push the pawn, or you can sacrifice, but yeah, you'd be sacrificing for the pawn. And I mean, he's just up a piece, and he's up 2 pawns right now. And yep. Yeah. That was the game there. Again, I'm going to be showing you, I think, one more game. I'm going to be showing you, I got a game, Wesley So versus Anish Giri, and then Magnus Gukesh comes at the end. So get ready for that. We're doing 5 games, or five games in this video. A lot of games, but All of them need to be shown. So thank you. Oh, also, if you have stayed this long, thank you very much. I very much appreciate y'all. Um, yeah, just I really appreciate the support and the views on the videos, all that stuff. It's not really the views, it's just the support and the people um watching. So I guess which is also kind of views, but also leave a comment down below on this video and other videos that you've watched. Let me know what you think. Let me know what I can change, what I can do better, what you like. Um, Give me, if you have any ideas for videos, let me know. And yeah, I don't know. I'd just love to hear your ideas and your comments and stuff. So please put your comments below. I would be very happy to get back to y'all and see what you guys have to say and, respond to some of you. So let's get back to the fourth game. Okay. Sorry, I'm going to change to the next game. Okay. Here we go. Wesley and Anish. So and Giri. Again, 2709, kind of low rated for Wesley. That's just because it's rapid, and Anish's rating is looking very bad, but that's just because it's rapid again. D4, knight of 6, C4, E6, knight C3, bishop E4. We have another Nimso. This is the Rubinstein variation with E3 and castles and bishop D3. This is the Rubinstein. Okay. We just get a normal like D4 looking position, almost like a Queen's Gambit kind of thing. I don't know. Maybe Queen's Gambit thing. I mean, Queen's Gambit's up my alley, if y'all know me, which I hope you do. My strategy and stuff, how I play. Knight C6, castles, E5. Oh. D5, knight to E7. We just have a very pretty close position right now at move 11. H3, A6, bishop to E3, bishop to D7, and this is the position right now after 15 moves, not 16 moves. But after 16 moves, this is what it looks like. Rook to E1. Okay, Wesley reroutes. Anish shows rook to B8, knight to E2, knight to H5. Again, I don't know what moves in these games I need to tell you guys because I think you guys can see. So maybe I'll just go through it, honestly. Okay, I don't know what B3, and then he just gives the what? You kidding me, dude? What in the world? Holy cow. What in the world is going on here? My goodness. What? Surprised he didn't hang his queen after all that shenanigans. Golly, what in the world is going on here? Holy cow. Okay, what? It's crazy stuff. Okay. Okay. Very interesting stuff going on here. Whoa. Okay. Rook to h4. Rook to b6. This is some crazy stuff here. My goodness. Wow. I mean, pieces everywhere. Pieces threatened. I mean, white is up a bishop. I mean, what's going on? Bishop for 2 pawns. I mean, oh, the rooks and queens are everywhere and everything. What in the world? Boy, oh boy, what's going on here? This is crazy stuff, guys. Holy cow. Oh my goodness. This is a crazy. This should be like in the also Anish resigned here. But I mean, this should be like in the Hall of Fame for chess. Oh my, what? And white wins the game with a queen for a rook and 2 pawns. Just crazy stuff here from both sides. I mean, sacrifices galore, just crazy stuff. And yeah, this move d6, obviously, I mean, you can try what you want, but white's either promoting or they're gonna win that other pawn and promote anyway. So, I mean, oh my, that's crazy stuff. Wow. All right, folks, the event you've all been waiting for. Here is Magnus Carlsen versus Gukesh. Here we go. Game number 5. Folks, I can't tell you how excited I am to show you this game. Mostly I'm excited because I haven't even seen it myself. So we're going to be going over it together for the first time. So here we go. C4, E5, Knight C3. Okay, English opening by Magnus. Again, we're going to flip it around for respect for the world champion, the current world champion. Knight C3. Again, Magnus was a world champion, but that was 2 world champions ago, so he's not a world champion anymore. And he doesn't want to be, so we're going to respect that and not show the same... No, I'm just kidding. Knight to F3. I mean, again, I don't want to pretend, I don't want the people to think that I'm talking down to Magnus. Sure, he's not my favorite of all time. He's got his issues. Everybody's got their own issues, just everybody, okay? It's part of being human. It's literally like in the job description of being human. But he, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. He's number 1. He's believed by many to be the greatest player of all time. I personally may not think that, but everybody is entitled to their own opinion. That's what freedom of thought means, I guess. Okay, that's just what I'm saying. Again, very acclaimed, very strong chess player. There's absolutely no doubt about that. Yeah, that's just what I'm trying to say. I just want to, be respectful and, show the same respect to him as I would to the world champion, who is Gukesh. Okay, so that's all I'm trying to say. So I just hope people don't read this the wrong way, that, he's not world champion. He has a, not the greatest attitude sometimes, blah, blah, blah. Sure, that's true. For a lot of, people, that's true. But it doesn't take away from the fact that he is a very, very, very good chess player. Okay, so that's all I'm trying to say. So here we go. Knight to F3. Bishop takes C3, D takes C3, D6. And Gukesh goes for a pretty solid position, E4, Knight to D7. Almost like I don't know, somewhat like a Slav almost. Bishop to D3, Knight C5. Not really, actually. Bishop C2, Knight to F6 now. And he goes A5, Knight to D2, and G6. So he's playing a little bit, kind of a little bit interesting, I should say. Playing an interesting opening here. The reader doesn't even give this an opening for black because it's never seen it before. Knight to F1 and Bishop to E6. And now the computer wants black to go A4. But after Bishop E5, he goes H6. And we have this. And yeah, this move is just to discourage black from going Bishop to G4, which obviously would just be somewhat of a bad move, I think. Just losing a piece. Knight to H5. We have this. And this. And this, and this, and this, and this. Okay, Bishop to F2. Okay, this is what we have after 19 moves. Actually, let me show you what we had after 16 moves. This is what we had after 16 moves, okay? And here we are, 19. Okay. I want you all to guess what Gukesh's move is. Okay, after Knight to H5, Bishop to F2. See if you can figure out what Gukesh's move is. Okay? And we'll give you a minute. Alright, time's up. If you guessed king to f8, you are exactly right. Good job. That's out of my league. That's nope. I'm not there yet. I don't know what that is. I mean, you could give this position after bishop to f2 to a sample size of, say, like 200 chess players between 1,000 and two, 1 in 2,000, and I don't know if 100 of them would play this move. No, not 100. Sorry, I said a sample size. I don't know if like I mean, would a third of these of them even play this? I mean, I don't even know. Maybe less. Maybe like a quarter of them. Maybe even less than that. I don't know who plays King to F8, but that shows that Gukesh likes the game. He likes the lesser known stuff, and then G3 and King to G7. Okay, so the king just is taking a just a little jaunt around there to the king side. Yep. It doesn't want a castle, he just wants the rooks to be connected instead. Bishop to e3, king to 7. I would have loved to see the live version of this, just to see what people's faces looked like, Magnus's in particular, what they looked like when Gukesh played this. They were probably just, normal. But, I mean, oh, it would be so funny to be in that room and see what people looked like, their faces. Rook to g1, and, let's just watch maybe in silence. I'll make noises though because I can. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm-hmm. 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 Okay, I can't do it anymore. Uh we got Gukesh is up 2 knights for a rook against Magnus. When do you see that? Okay, here they were equal. Okay, and then we had this, and then this, and they did the little trade thing where they trade the different pieces and stuff. Okay, and this is what we got. And now Magnus is just down 2 knights for a rook. Are you kidding me? Seriously? I mean, if it were me, I'd probably just keep playing because you never know what can happen. No, you thought I was gonna say resign. Nuh-uh. You only resign when you gotta go to the bathroom, or your mom is calling you to take out the trash, or she's gonna turn her hotspot on her phone off, or um something like that. That's when you resign. You don't resign here, okay? King to f2, knight to b6, queen to 3, and I mean, Gukesh is playing like, I don't know, just crazy stuff here. Check here, king c2 check, queen c2 check, king to g1, knight to f5, queen d7, knight e3, rook d2, queen c1 check, and picks up stuff. I mean, now he's up a piece. He hasn't even moved the rook at all. But after rook to a5, I mean, Magnus just resigns. It's crazy stuff, yeah. Okay, there you go. Hmm. Thank y'all for watching. I know it was a pretty long episode today of videos and games and stuff, but if you stuck with me, thank you very much. And make sure to subscribe. You can do that with clicking my face, the button right here. If you want to see another game that Gukesh played where he stunned everybody watching, click right here. And I'll see y'all in the next video. And make sure to check out the playlists. I got games that I've played where I am going through my old rating climb series, the ups and downs and things like that. And I got another playlist of low elo games. We go over them, we laugh and all that stuff, the good stuff. And yeah, AI games, all the stuff for you guys. Enjoy it. Educational, entertaining, more educational than entertaining. With that being said, may your mates mirror on the chessboard, and I'll see you all in the next video. Thank you for watching.